In today's episode of Money Talkies, we are speaking to Mishka Sibert once again. Mishka is a founder of Happy Autism, an autism inclusive business she runs with her autistic non-verbal brother, Samko. Her mother's worst worries about Samko's future and no possibility for employment due to his disability and high dependency led her to create a unique role and business model. Their first product, a t-shirt made with Samko's art, was praised by band Affleck and Kendrick, and their Happy Autism story has reached millions of people as it stands today. And in today's episode, we're speaking to Mishka about how we need to focus on our different abilities, not disability, in order to achieve massive success. Let's speak to Mishka and find out. Welcome. This is Gull, Money Mindset Expert. And today, once again, we have the amazing, we have the wonder, we have the inspiring young Mishka Sibert. Welcome, Mishka.
Hi, Gull. Thank you very much for having me here again.
Thank you so much for being a guest again. We had a wonderful conversation on Friday Beach, and we had to have you back for Money Talkies. And once again, everyone said how amazing you are through the intro, but please do share it with us again, what it is that you do, Mishka.
So I'm an autism advocate, and I advocate for ability in disability. That's how I would say, or a different ability, right? Advocating for the voices of people that normally are labeled as less than, maybe are not seen. And one of them is my brother. So we have a business called Happy Autism. It's a creative business, and together we run this business. It's not, I'm more than he is. He is my creative director, badass business partner, best friend. And I do a lot of speaking and coaching around this topic and advocating for autism and ability.
Fantastic. And this brings me to our current topic today. Today's discussion is around how you need to focus on different abilities instead of disability for success. And off camera, we were talking about how this really was highlighted in the Friday feature segment when you spoke about how your brother's struggles and issues, at home and at more so at school, allowed you to see how special he was. And is able to see how he's come out. And I really will put this out there. You're in the space of e-commerce, which has really taken off, and it really is, but it is saturated now. Everyone and everyone's aunt and uncle as well are all in the e-commerce business. And the simplest one is, sell merch, sell t-shirt printing. T-shirt printing is really, really popular, and it's very, very common now. The reason why you stand out and the reason for your phenomenal success is because of your artwork. And that artwork is brilliant, not because your brother is, or because people think it's wonderful because he's autistic. It's wonderful. And then the fact that he's autistic surprises people, but it's not the reason why. I think I really want to stress that out. They don't buy because he's autistic. They buy because it's wonderful. And the fact that he's autistic just adds the cherry to the top. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, absolutely. That is the point why I absolutely love our merch, and I'm wearing also now because I love the quality. I love what he's, I'm obsessed with his art. And my mom and I are very critical, to be honest. We both have artistic background in different realms. We don't know how he's doing it. He's just doing it. And I've been actually mentoring him on his confidence so he could achieve more access. And it was all about mindset, the way how I had to switch my mindset within me in order for help to him, achieve more of his potential. So he's getting better and better and better. And each time we're just blown away. So yes, the art is wonderful. And the story behind it, the message is wonderful too. So that's what I love about this. I wanted us to do something unique and stand out in such saturated business. And it's hard, so yeah. The big why is a message, an idea why you're selling this. It's I can sell any t-shirts. I don't want it just to be about t-shirt. I want to see what will our customer feel what is given to them. It's more than a t-shirt.
I agree. I think this is where we're talking about this in your current business aspect, but we can take this into other areas too. And I'm gonna mention someone else, this child that comes to my mind. Now he was actually his younger brother was really, really close friends with my son, so I knew the family very well. And this older boy, which I think they assessed him to be autistic, at the age of 11. So they left a bit late. And this boy, he speaks verbally, so, and everything else, he's got social skills which are lacking by normal standards, I would say. Okay. I have to say, with us, we have to know how to interact with him, and he was fine. But he had this innate ability to just pay attention to detail in such a way that he loved contracts. Like, I'm a lawyer, that's how I picked that up. He would read through all the terms and conditions like nobody else. I'm a lawyer, I don't read through all the terms and conditions when I sign something or when I buy something. And we skim through maybe the key aspects, but he would. And that's his ability. Like, he's not very communicative through words, through verbal words, right? And his physical actions are, he likes his distance, which is absolutely fine. But through written word, he's so meticulous and so careful at the age of 11. Can you imagine when he grows up to be? And I suggested him to be a lawyer to his parents. Actually, I told him to be a city lawyer, the kind of work that I did, which was banking and finance, when you don't have to interact with human beings too much, it's just contracts. Not to be a local solicitor, because then, human interaction is not good for him. But you put him in an environment where he used to think logically and look at numbers and words, he will do phenomenally well, like phenomenally well.
Yes.
So he has a different ability. I don't see his thing as a disability at all. All his energy has been channeled through written communication and paying attention to detail that way, which we as adult lawyers, qualified lawyers, struggle with. He was able to get it at the age of 11. Can you see the ability the child had? Yet his interpersonal social skills was lacking, and probably not even to that maybe of even children are very sociable generally, but he didn't like to have social contact, and he liked personal space. But as long as you're able to deal with that and be able to handle that kind of aspect to him, he had phenomenal abilities. Now imagine if we paid more attention to people's different abilities, rather than the obvious and the so-called disability, how much more profitable society will we have? Can you imagine that?
Yes.
People like your brother, pick them up from there and ask them to. You said he paints, but he doesn't like drawing. If he wasn't able to draw, he would say, "Oh, he can't do art. He's not an artist." Yet he makes phenomenal paintings. This child I'm referring to, pick him up and ask him to be, even as a solicitor, I know I've just meant as a lawyer, if he becomes a local lawyer, he'll be awful, like damn white awful, because he won't have the personal human interaction. He can't handle that. He won't be able to do it. Whereas in other situations, he will. So don't you think these labels that we've put on people as disabled are outdated and need to be changed?
Oh, yes, 100%. Because sometimes my mom and I say that my brother doesn't have autism. We're not saying that, oh, he doesn't have autism, but what he was told that he's going to be, okay, this is autism and this is where you'll be this is how your life will look like.
Pigeonhole. And I'm thinking,
it doesn't look like it at all.
No. And I'm thinking, and the reason why I think is relevant to the audience listening at the moment, I wonder how many people listening at the moment have labeled themselves as, I'm not good at this, I'm not an artist, I'm not a speaker, I'm not this and I'm not that, because of various things that they have. Maybe they're not able, maybe they stutter, so I can't be a speaker. Or maybe they are dyslexic, that means they're not a writer. By the way, I've got an international best-selling book as well, so I've broken all of those myths. So, we have these, and it's okay for you and I to sit here and discuss it, but anybody who's sitting home listening to this title is so appropriate for them. They don't even know the amount of ability they have, which is trapped and locked inside this cage called disability. When you say this, everything, there's so much hidden potential inside it, but externally, it may be encapsulated or covered by what's seen to be a disability, such as autism for your brother. What do you say about that?
I love it. I absolutely agree with everything you said, because this is exactly how I see these things. I lost, like, for example, I'm from Slovakia, but I mostly speak English. I run my business all in English, and it's like when people tell, that's like silly maybe example, small example, but I fell in love with this language so much that I am able to think in it, dream in it, and be bilingual completely.
Yeah.
But not many people are not, maybe they don't believe. And I was actually doing one thing. I was teaching some Slovak people. They were preparing. They knew amazing grammar, but they didn't believe themselves that they are good enough to actually communicate with a language. Communicate with English because they believe that they will be judged. They have all this mindset that was blocking their ability to communicate. So that is, for example, one of the examples, very simple, and that it can be applied into business, into speaking, into networking, marketing, sales, everything, right? I thought, I was like, I'm not trained in sales, but I'm selling, right? Because so I don't have business degree, but I have a business. So there are so many things that we definitely limit ourselves and the potential we have within ourselves because we compare ourselves to others. We believe what's being said to us. We have trauma from our childhood. We have opinion from others, peers, and all these different things really cloud our perspective. So that is about seeing beyond that, and going beyond the horizon and going beyond this wall that we put in front of us and realize there is so much more that we actually can achieve.
Oh, brilliant. I love that. And I completely agree. It's all in the mindset. It's in the mindset. You know, the old phrase from, from Ford was, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. And so both times you're true. It's your truth, whatever you choose to believe to be true. And I think the more I research into this, the more I look into this, the more it's either you believe that you can or you believe you can't. Either way is the truth. But most of the times, you're right, we compare ourselves to people with different abilities who may excel in some abilities more than us. And then we feel they can do it because they're so brilliant at it. I can't do this because I'm not as good as them. And it may be truth. I mean, in certain factors, when it comes to writing, I can't write. I write the way I speak. That's just the way my mind works. So I speak very, very well. I speak very eloquently most of the time. So my writing, my written word is very similar to my spoken word, but it's of really high quality. But that's the only way I was able to overcompensate and overcome the idea of not being able to write, think and write. But that doesn't make me any less of a writer than somebody who is an author who's more eloquent in the written word. It's just different abilities. Yep. There's nothing more or less about me or him or her. Yet when I was releasing my book last year, I was so stressed, I was so worried, and I was so concerned how I will be perceived in my written word, because I knew as a speaker, I'm very articulate, I'm very, very confident. I wasn't sure if that would come across in my book. And that's even now, I was judging myself. Nobody else was judging me. I was judging me.
Yes.
Because of my so-called disability, that I'm dyslexic. Do you see what I mean? And I wonder how many people listening to today's conversation or today's episode on our podcast would be thinking, gosh, I've put that label on me. I can't do this. I'm not good at numbers. I'm not good at this and I'm not good at that. Or, I can't possibly run my own business. I don't know how to, I don't have a degree or business degree, or I'm not good with numbers. How many people have done that? They procrastinate about having a business because they're not good with numbers. But that's why we have accountants, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
There's a solution to every problem. But if you keep seeing your lack of ability in certain things as a disability, I think that's what generally happens. We see our lack of ability or somebody else's strength and our strength not matching up to it as our disability. I think this is the problem. We see ourselves as disabled compared to other people. And because we see ourselves disabled, then the community, as you know from law of attraction, the universe just reflects that back to us. And then so we meet people who highlight the fact that we are, we have those, or we lack those qualities. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. It's just like this confirmation to our ego mind that it's like, nope, yes, you're right, ego. You are not able to do this. Then suddenly you do it and you're like, you overwrite the story, you overwrite the program. And it's all through to action. It's overwriting through action. It's going to the unknown, to the outside of comfort zone. Yes. I would always hear that, but that's neuroscience, that's nervous system. We have to overwrite those neural pathways that mind that it was subconscious into for action, for new experiences that come from something new. So it's not that we have to believe that, oh, I'm able to I will believe that I'm able to run a business once we make sales. Like that doesn't work, right? We have to first believe it in order to do it.
Yeah, I think this is the key. And if anybody can take any takeaways from today's podcast, it would be to look into your own self and see, where are you seeing yourself as disabled, and where are you missing your abilities? Because I promise you, Mishka has different abilities to me. I have different abilities to my neighbor. My neighbor has different abilities to his mother-in-law and his sister. Every single individual has different abilities. Some people are seen with disability because they are perceived to lack in certain abilities, hence the word disability. Whereas I think we need to give away with these labels and start focusing on our abilities, which we all have. And I think it's worth looking into your own life and seeing, okay, where do I lack ability? Where do I judge myself? Because remember, we're our own worst critics, aren't we? Yeah. Where am I lacking? And how is it that Mishka can do this? And how can Mishka's brother achieve all this success? If he can do it, and this is why I love doing Friday Fiji, these are inspirational stories. If they can do it, so can I. I mean, from your point of view, I love your story. A girl from Slovakia gets up and sets up a business for her autistic brother to bring awareness to autistic people, and gets someone like Ben Affleck to, do publicity for her. How you manifested that is the universe's work. I would say it's a creative miracle, which is amazing. But the fact is, you have created that. And that's amazing. If you can do it, then anybody listening to this episode can also change their life. Wouldn't you say so?
Yes, absolutely. And that is the message, that is the idea that we always want to show the world. I was like, you can do have your version of your own happy autism success, is what I tell our audience. Like, you can achieve your own things. Your child can achieve amazing things. You as a mother can achieve amazing things. Every single person, I believe, is able to. Like, we all have that creative power within ourselves. So, and funny enough, if you talk about manifestation, because I'll tell you a secret. I gave so much responsibility to my brother. It was enough of me taking care of him as a caregiver. I had to switch the mindset to his business partner. And I was like, hey, do you know what? You're going to be creative director, so you have responsibilities also. Do you know what? Manifest clients. If you want to go somewhere, manifest clients for commissions. And he manifested, and I just let go of it. I was like, let's see how the universe works. And he got 3 clients within a week. And I was like, awesome. Wow, that's amazing. Here we go. You're a creative boss. It's your job. Do your job.
And this brings us back to the idea that he has so much ability, and even his ability to manifest is amazing. Yes. It's just different abilities. And, it's about time we let go of the term disability.
I believe that too.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap up. Any parting comments, any parting thoughts to our audience, Mishka?
I think we said all the amazing things, and I just want to say thank you. And I just wanted to say one thing, that if you believe there's something within you, and then nobody else believes you, just if there's something that you truly feel like you've got to do it, even though nobody believes in that, just go for it. Because in the beginning, nobody believed in the idea that I created, just me. And I was like, let's give it a try. Just give it a try and see how the universe helps you.
I love that. Give it a go and have the belief the universe has your back, and then the universe will surprise you by having your back, which is amazing. Okay, Mishka, how can we buy your merchandise? How can we connect with you on the internet? Give us tell us how to connect with you.
So you can find us at Happy Autism on Instagram and Facebook, and check happyautism.co, our website, where you got all the links or the stories and all the lovely pictures of myself and my brother together.
Wonderful. So both websites that Mishka has just mentioned, if you listen to us on the podcast, remember her links will be in the show notes. And if you're watching us on YouTube, then down below, in the description section, we'll have her links to. Go check her out. She's amazing. And go check out her IG account. You know, check out the amazing art done by her brother. By the way, we'll keep mentioning his brother. What's his name? We haven't mentioned his name once.
Oh, yes. His name is Samko, from Samuel. So my name is, birth name is Michaela, but shorter version is Mishka. And my brother's name is Samuel, but we call him Samko. So we're Samko and Mishka.
Okay, so Samko and Mishka, go and check out Samko's art. And he is one kick-ass individual young man. So he's only 19 from what I understand. And go and check out what magic he's creating over there in the IG account. Well, until the next time we meet, Mishka, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for being such an amazing guest for us. You have been fabulous, and you've literally allowed us to have a very different conversation to our normal one. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a wonderful conversation to have with you.
Thank you so much, Mishka. And thank you for listening to both myself and Mishka. I will be back on Money Talkies segment with another amazing guest, speaking to them, getting their insights and getting golden nuggets from them to find out how you and I can build a better business and have more abundance in our lives. Until the next time we meet, this is Gull signing off. Take care and bye for now.